Link2, a significant XRP backer, is having big issues. Yes, Link2, the corporation you see on your screen, is causing a lot of controversy for the wrong reasons. You've undoubtedly heard of them if you've been involved with the XRP community for any time. Here's the deal, though, for beginners. You can purchase shares in pre-IPO businesses, including Ripple, on the Link2 platform. Are you sick of phony gurus who pretend to be knowledgeable traders but never engage in live trading? I trade live on the second biggest cryptocurrency exchange, where results are unfake and everything is clear. I have continuously closed each month in profit for more than 440 days. With just 4% drawdown, my followers have made over $34,000 in gains in the previous 90 days alone, results that have been verified, not just claims. Do you wish to view my confirmed statistics? Start duplicating my trades for free right now by clicking the first link in my profile. Many people in the XRP community have supported them, with influencers, advocates, and users endorsing their offerings. Here's the catch, though. Transactions on Link2's platform have been abruptly stopped, and a major litigation seems to be in progress. I'll explain everything to you, including opinions from well-known members of the XRP community who have previously advocated Link2. Finally, we'll examine a post by lawyer John Deaton that offers his thoughts on the matter. Because, well, I don't have any insider knowledge, I'm not here to take sides. I can provide you with an overview of what is generally known about them, as well as some viewpoints from those who have had direct experience with them. I can't say for sure whether the accusations made against Link2 are true, but let's face it, people take notice when a business gets sued, has a management change, and stops doing business. Is it one of those situations when there is fire and smoke? Who knows? But it certainly raises questions. I want to be absolutely clear before we go any further. I'm not an expert in finance. You shouldn't purchase or sell anything based on what I say, and this isn't financial advice. Simply put, I'm a cryptocurrency enthusiast that enjoys uploading videos on YouTube, not for profit, but for enjoyment. It's not surprising, then, that Link2 has catered to the XRP community. Getting rid of your Ripple stock? Aligning with that audience was a wise choice. For that, I don't blame them. To put it simply, it's good business. Their posts were kind, based on what I had observed up until a few months ago, and they appeared to be popular. The standard was praise. Just so you know, I have never advocated or used Link2 based on observation and, more recently, some of the circulating headlines. My knowledge is superficial. They have, however, unquestionably maintained a close relationship with the XRP community over the years. As an example, in February 2022, Crypto Briefing published a headline that said, Link2 sells out of Ripple shares as court case develops. It is difficult to ignore such a deeply rooted presence. On February 14th, Nick Barafato, a well-known figure in the XRP community and director of digital asset sales at Link2, made a significant announcement on Twitter. Although his company had sold all of its Ripple stock, the narrative didn't stop there. A day later, on February 15th, Barafato tweeted once more, stating that not many Ripple shares had just been added to the Link2 platform. A pillar of the XRP community, Barafato has developed a sizable following over the years and is known to his supporters as Mr. BXRP. He has lived in the town for a longer period of time than most people, including me. Nick was already present and well established in the XRP movement when I initially joined it in the early months of 2017. His path ultimately brought him to Link2, but before joining their team, he was unquestionably an XRP supporter. Remarkably, Link2 has used the reputation of well-known XRP influencers, such as Barafato, to their advantage in an effort to establish credibility and acquire support from the community. To be honest, it was successful. Regardless of your opinion, this strategy undoubtedly contributed to Link2's success. On September 9, 2023, the news was all over the place. This is the pre-IPO method for non-accredited investors to purchase Ripple stock. Another well-known XRP personality, Linda Jones, who is equally well-respected in the community, had a post highlighted in the piece. But this tale took a surprising turn. The tweet that Linda published about Link2's unique Reg D offering, a way for non-accredited investors to purchase Ripple stock, has since disappeared. Did she remove it because she was worried about Link2? Who knows? To be clear, I'm merely stating the facts here and not passing judgment. She was probably compensated for the marketing because the hashtag ad was included in her article. To put it in perspective, being an accredited investor is no easy task. With the exception of your primary house, you must have a net worth of at least $1 million. Therefore, it was clearly significant news that non-accredited investors may now engage in Ripple's private equity market. One thing is evident, even though the facts of the now-deleted post are unknown. In the XRP community, discussions over Link 2 and Ripple stock are far from ended. Okay, let's get started. There are some incredibly high bars at the beginning of this story, ones that practically knock most people out. You would need to have earned, if my memory serves me correctly, at least $250,000 a year for the previous 2 years and be on pace to reach that amount this year in order to even be eligible. Yes, it's not exactly a level playing field for the regular Joe. The plot gets more complicated at this point. Although it appears that there were legal exclusions, it is unclear if all the necessary legal requirements were met. Well, let's go back to last November 4th. The people started to realize that something was wrong at that point. To be honest, I was taken aback. Although I had never utilized Link 2 or communicated with them, they always seemed positive. It's likely that the majority of us in the community had similar feelings. On the surface, everything appeared to be fine. Additionally, I assumed that they were a solid company because so many credible voices in the crypto community supported them. But then, boom. Link 2 executive sues company is selling Ripple shares for fraud and market manipulation, according to this headline. Let's dissect it. Zinzarotti, Link 2's former chief revenue officer, sued the Delaware-based investment firm and 2 of its executives, claiming they had engaged in market manipulation and fraud. The filing took place in Santa Clara County, California on October 7, 2024. This legal bombshell was dropped weeks ago, but the community only now became aware of it. A prominent member of the XRP community, Bitcoin on November 3rd, Eddie made everything public, and I must say that the accusations are serious. A member of Link 2's key leadership, Zarotti, is now suing them, and it gets more hotter from here. Bitcoin Eddie, the person who brought this to the public's attention, had previously promoted Link 2. There are opinions everywhere. While some members of the community appear to be more understanding, others are targeting individuals who promoted Link 2. In a moment, I will express my personal opinion about that. Let's examine Eddie's main claims first, though. She drew attention to numerous grave accusations made in the complaint against Link 2 and its executives Joe Indoso and Bill Saracen. Link 2 is facing significant charges of insider trading, front-running, and using unlicensed brokers. A recent complaint alleges that Link 2 made false claims about 750,000 users when the actual number was closer to 10,000, with 30% of those individuals not being accredited. I can't say for sure, but if this is accurate, it's huge. Furthermore, it raises questions about the veracity of these assertions based on remarks made by the company's new leadership. Let's take a closer look. Bitcoin Eddie also brought up some startling problems. Unreported markups of more than 150%, which are significantly higher than FINRA's recommendations, were caused by algorithms that raised prices with each unit sold. In order to avoid price increases before clients could purchase, employees allegedly gave priority to buddy sales. Even worse, they were accused of concealing the fact that they were creating the market uncertainties they provided. This problem is difficult to overlook when you combine it with fear-based marketing strategies that made misleading claims that shares were going to be sold and the violation of SEC Rule 56B. Despite marketing that didn't represent reality, investors were made to feel as though they were purchasing shares. The story doesn't end there. Conformity? Seldom. Some nations lacked a suitable screening procedure. Only 50% passed an internal compliance test, which was so inadequate that it still failed to fulfill FINRA requirements. These are grave accusations. Putting friends and insiders ahead of clients? It's not a trivial matter. This is significant. This is when things start to get interesting. On March 14, 2025,